I did some readings this morning from various books, and then I woke up from my nap to a tweet from Kenia Cris, one of my longtime Twitter poetry friends, begging, actually, to hear from her favorite book, which she says is one I wrote called Of Bicycles and Boardwalks and Oceans and Ships. And she's been very encouraging to me about this book and given me feedback, and I really appreciate that. And uh, that she says this is her favorite is special to me because it's my favorite too. I think of, especially of the fiction books I've written, this one aims the highest and succeeds enough at hitting the mark that it exceeds the others, if you can compare them in that sort of way. But anyway, Kenya, here it is. There are no chapters, there are no sections, so I'm just going to read for a while and then stop. This is from Of Bicycles and Boardwalks and Oceans and Ships, which, like all my books, is available for free on readmybooksforfree.com. Of Bicycles and Boardwalks and Oceans and Ships by Matthew Temple. Of that first moment of love, of a strand of hair, of a grain of sand, of finding you in me later, of your hair riding on my sleeve, brought to my mouth, to smell, to relish you, carried you with me all day without even knowing, carried you on my sleeve, and found you, let you ride, woven into my fabrics, become part of me. So welcome here, so welcome to ride with me. You are that welcome to make your place with me, even just an evidence of you, your strand of hair. I would weave you into my head if you would stay, hold you, strap you in, tie you in place, and carry you throughout the details of my day. We would go to wash together, ride in the waves, be in the sandy boardwalk, and ride bicycles together all the way back home. I had caught you in a sea crest once, a minute before 9, and for the next 17 hours you haunted me from shoulder to toe. Your paints were blurry, and we only used the blues, washing lines into the canvas and bleeding outward from the brush. I could hear the sound of the paint. It was like a blurry piano, played with sophomore hands, all the pedals down. With speeding evidence, you brushed me upwards. My back was milled from silence, pinprick touch, and I took you in. Took you in like the lost, welcomed you in my arms, brought you in from fear, and we had that in our circle, a lack of fear. We were opened from inside, and bright box upwards gleaming, inventive words, conversations like drops of rain, spattering on the glass. First choice, brought in from the very composition, improved, made in magic, moments in front of the stage. Picking out the notes, we were the double down in a hand of cards, lovers of pianissimo, blinding only with a kiss. Your hands on top of mine, above the instrument, and our feet on the pedals together. You show me. We play rhythm first, feeling the timing of the song. Then after that, the notes, the strings, the tiny hammers, inventions of the muse, coming back around with your hair on my sleeve, wind-blown fabric threatening to release you, but you stay. Stay on my arm as I walk the waves. Stay as I play frisbee with a group of boys. Stay as I cover my eyes to the sun. And do without knowing what you do to me. Do without ever knowing your effect. Counsel me in grief, counsel me in lore, counsel me in the story You forgot your scarf in the seafood place. Counsel me in the story of how you forgot your scarf in the seafood place, and when you went back, a little girl was wearing it around her head. Counsel me in all the stories of you, from the times you were a little girl to those lately, and all the stories in between. I love them all. I eat them up. Counsel me in the grief of your own loss, for you must go. There is no way someone as perfect as you could stay. You will go like a dream, right when it gets good, or right when it gets too terrible to say. I'll wake up and be without you. You will be back in the dream, and I will have no way of getting to you. I'll fall asleep, but it will be a different dream. No way to get back to the perfect image, the perfect feeling of you. It will be the seafood place, but all the people will be different. You will not be on your field trip waiting to meet me, scribbling on a napkin, criticizing the receipt. I'll wake up in my apartment and it will just be me on the futon. You will have never come, and I'll make tea in an alternate universe, the universe without you, which is not hell, and the universe with it, and the universe with you in it, not heaven, but simply the universe I want, and that other universe, sterile, potentialless, alternate, and quiet, without your spark, without the spark lit in me. Maybe I would look down, and there you would be, a hair on my sleeve, a trick reminding me that you did exist, and that I did exist with you, and that you were real, and that we were together. Some token that it did happen. May I fall back asleep and wake up in the universe with you in it? May I? May I please? May I please travel backward through this hair, meet you where you left it with me, go backwards from there still to when it was in your head and I brushed my hand through it, to when we were together in the same dream, not knowing we were dreaming, just in bright, bright air. That's a little bit of the beginning of bicycles and boardwalks and oceans and ships. And that reading is for you, Kenia, because you've been so encouraging of me and my writing for so long, especially with this book, and I really appreciate it. And I love that you love my favorite book, you know, and someday I'll try to outdo it for you. So, if you want to read the whole thing, it's at readmybooksforfree.com, and it's called Of Bicycles and Boardwalks and Oceans and Ships. Thanks, Kenia.